Hey guys, today we're making clams casino. This is one of the best tasting clam dishes. So it's baked clams with bacon. Here's the other ingredients. Let's get into it right now. We'll talk about clams and purging them in a second. I have my clams right here in a big thing of salted water. So I'm just gonna move them off to the side right now. You'll see hundreds of different clam casino recipes, but one universal ingredient is bacon. I cut a 10-ounce package of bacon into little pieces. Probably don't need that much. In fact, I know we don't need that much. I just didn't feel like saving a couple pieces of bacon. We just need one piece of bacon per clam. And I have, I think, a little bit more than 2 dozen right here. Other ingredient that is very, very typical of Clams Casino is red bell pepper. Sometimes you'll see yellow bell pepper, but these are like the 2 ingredients that kind of separate this dish from clams oreganata, or just like your standard baked clams. We have garlic in our breadcrumbs. We have butter that we're gonna top each clam with. Parsley will be in the breadcrumb mixture. Breadcrumbs will be in the breadcrumb mixture. Right here, we have just a 1/4 cup of dry white wine. I'm using Sauvignon Blanc, but any dry white wine is fine. The other thing we have here is lemon wedges to serve it at the end, and butter. We'll whisk it in at the end to make a better tasting sauce. We should get enough clam juice from our clams after we open them. If we don't, I have bottles of clam juice in my closet, and I recommend you have bottles of clam juice on hand too, whether you're making this dish or any other clam dish, because sometimes, you know, you'll be shucking them and you'll lose a lot of the clam liquid from just making a mess and whatnot. But I'm gonna show you how to prep these clams right now. So I have my clams in one of these, what is this, 5.5 quarts, does that say, Tara? It's
Yes.
6 quarts. This is a 6-quart container. I love these things. I have bigger ones, smaller ones. I have another one of the same size here that I just keep my garbage and compost material. Actually, I learned this from Mike G when I did the collaboration with him from maybe 2 months ago from Pro Home Cooks. You want to purge them if you think they have sand in them. Now, how do you know if they have sand in them? You can ask the person you buy them from. So if you go to a fish market, a lot of times fish markets will sell wild clams, and these are Littleneck clams, which are quahog clams. Quahog clams are really the only clams that are available in the Northeast. Commercially, they normally will purge them of their sand. They do this by keeping them in a salt water tank that simulates exactly how they are in the ocean. The clams will open up, they'll release their sand. If you're worried about that, put them in salt water, 3.5% salinity, which is what I have here, and then they will open up and they will release sand, and then the sand will go to the bottom. So if you see a lot of sand at the bottom, pull your clams out, dump all your water, get the salt back again in a new batch of water, put them in. Now you can see here, I did that once, and normally you don't have to do this at Whole Foods clams, but today they were sandy, so I did it and I took them out. But now there is 0 sand in here. I believe these are farm clams. They look very, very similar in size. If you buy the wild ones, a lot of times you'll have like a big one, you'll have a small one. All we gotta do is put these in the oven at 425 degrees for about 3-4 minutes. We just want them to start opening up a little bit, and that will allow us to get the clam open. They'll be ready in 4 or 5 minutes. We'll be right back. All right, here they are. Most of them have opened, and that was only about 3 minutes. It's been a couple minutes. I can pretty much just grab them with my hand. Now, the small ones like this, okay, this is a real small guy. This one I can just go like this, and I can probably just use my force, and I can just open it up. The larger ones, sometimes it's a little hard to do that, so you just take your knife, get right to the knuckle on it, and then just pivot the knife, like as you turn it, and it's gonna just open it up, like so. And you can see, these are really, really clean right now. There is no sand in these at all. When you open them up, you can take one part of the shell off. Some recipes you'll see, they'll use both sides, but then you're only getting like half a clam in there, if even a clam. I like to use a whole clam. Tara's helping me do this so we could do it fast, and she was asking, so Tara, like, you wanna get towards the knuckle side here, the shorter side with your knife. I come in like this. See, like right now, it's not all the way to the bottom. So like, once you get it all the way, you can tend to like not break the shell. Sometimes you will break the shell though. And I'm putting the juice over here, but you can put the juice over there too.
I have to say, like, it smells like the best part of the beach. Like,
yeah, right?
I don't know, it's making me want summer to come back again. Are you like dislodging the clam from the
Yes, I am.
From the shell?
Yeah, you have to, and I did say that.
All right.
You got to.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
You weren't paying. You do have to dislodge it, because if you don't dislodge it, then the person's not going to be able to eat it. So I just get my hand in there like this. Look, see, that's the clam.
Yeah.
All right. Put it right back.
That was like a really small one.
And again, I'm just taking the better shell, whichever shell looks better. Okay, so we have a coffee filter. You can use, you know, anything that works here, but there's really not a lot of sand inside this liquid. Okay, so that's all that clam juice. All this clam juice. Whoop.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that. See?
It's a lot.
Yeah, that's why you don't have to buy the clam juice. You'll normally have enough, and I have a lot on here too. And you can leave a little bit of juice inside the clams because that's gonna make them nice and moist when they go in the oven. Okay, look at all this.
Wow.
All right, that took about 10 minutes for it to drain through. I would say that probably is about 3/4 cup. We're gonna just do our bacon for only a few minutes here. So I'm gonna turn the heat to medium and we're gonna put all our bacon in. So we just need to get the bacon on the way to being crisp, but not crisp. So the bacon is not done, obviously, like kind of very fatty right there still, but good enough. If you have way more than 1/4 cup of the bacon fat, drain it. It's good for you, it's bacon fat. We're gonna put in the red bell pepper, and this is a 1/2 cup of red bell pepper that was chopped pretty finely. And you just need to let this cook for only about 1 minute to 90 seconds. All right, that's been about 90 seconds. Let's get the garlic in. It's gonna give it great flavor, and that's only gonna take about 30 seconds. And I have 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. You don't like red hot pepper flakes? Don't use it. If you don't like the garlic in this recipe, don't do it. All right, we're done here. Turn it off. Now we're going to add our parsley, our breadcrumbs, and that was a 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano. That was about 1/4 cup of parsley. Now these are a little too dry here, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna add in our clam juice that we just patiently drained. So we'll do 1/4 cup. The breadcrumbs, what they do is they give great flavor to the clams. They also serve another purpose. They protect the clams when they're in the oven broiling so they don't get overdone. This is your opportunity now, because if it doesn't taste good, then you can just, you can change it up. You can add something in here. You can put an acid in here. Now we're putting wine in the sauce at the bottom, but we didn't put it in here. We're putting lemon wedges on the side, but we didn't put it in here. That is really good. Ooh, nice kick from the hot red pepper. I am gonna put a little bit of lemon in here, just a little bit, just a squeeze. So I'm calling it audible here from the recipe. Maybe I'll just change the recipe for you guys. Let's pack these on the clams and we'll get them in the oven. Easiest way to do this is just to use your hands and just take a clam and just kind of get it on top. Kind of force that clam to the bottom and the breadcrumbs, and it should look kind of like this. You don't need to use a ton of your breadcrumbs, and you might be looking here and thinking you don't have enough. You probably have more than enough. If you're worried, go a little light on each clam and then you can go back over them if you desire. If you have extra breadcrumbs, you can add up to 2 tablespoons of those breadcrumbs with your juice. The bacon, some pieces are big, so the bigger pieces you probably want to put on your bigger clams, and then smaller pieces you can put on your smaller clams. So just 1 piece per clam. And like we said before, this is not cooked all the way. It's going to get cooked all the way when we put it in the broiler. So I have 3 tablespoons of butter here cut up into tiny little pieces. So take 1 piece and put it on each of your clams. We're doing fancy cooking today. Final thing is 1/4 cup of dry white wine. Don't pour it in the clams. I mean, you can if you want, but I'm pouring it around. And then exactly a 1/2 cup of the clam juice, which we probably have more than that here. So I'll measure. 5 to 7 minutes in your broiler, second highest level. Watch them the whole time. Just turn your oven light on, just look inside the whole time as they're cooking. The butter and the bacon, I know, double fat on top. It's gonna make it taste delicious. It really is, but it's going to splatter all everywhere. So just keep an eye on it, okay? We'll be right back. Hey, James.
Hi.
How's it going, buddy?
Good.
Do you see what I have here?
Yeah, is it bacon on clams?
Yes. You know what type of clams these are called?
Baked clams?
They're baked clams, but they're called Clams Casino.
Sounds fancy.
I'll give you 2.
Okay.
I dislodged the clams, but sometimes, there might be a little difficulty. But that's perfect. That's what you want. You want it to be like 1 or 2 bites.
So, it's different.
Let me see.
I don't know if I really like it.
What don't you like about it?
I don't like bacon and clams. Like, I don't think they go together.
Do you taste something else?
Yeah, the red stuff.
Do you know what that is?
No, I don't really like it either.
That's red bell pepper.
Oh, it doesn't really taste like it. It tastes like different.
Minced pepper.
Maybe it tastes different because of like juice or whatever.
We respect James's opinion. We want an honest review. All right, I'm not gonna eat them all on camera. What did I get, James?
A 6.
A 6. Oh boy. That is the worst rating yet.
I was expecting the clam to be like juicy.
You don't think it was juicy?
It was like very dry.
Really?
Yeah, it was very dry.
I think they were very juicy. I mean, I put butter and bacon fat and everything in them.
The bacon is like too strong flavor and it doesn't have enough fat.
All right.
It's like too crispy.
I respect James's opinion. And that's what I leave for you guys all the time.
And also the clam didn't really have flavor like the actual clam.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought the clams were delicious.
I'm sorry, I never. Your food is usually really good. I never really criticize you.
That's okay. That's okay. I can handle it, guys, and you need to be able to handle it too. My opinion is you should still make these, and I think they are delicious.
What do you give it?
I give them a solid 9. I mean, I really like them. I mean, I do like bacon though. I appreciate your rating, and we will see you next time, hopefully.